We're now joined by our winner today, Kyle Larson. Kyle, introductory sentence. Just how bad of a machine was that you have today here at Nashville Superspeedway?
Yeah, it was another good one. We've had probably the best race car on the racetrack for at least a month and a half. So good to take advantage of it, get another win. Able to jump out to lead right from the get-go and basically lead the rest of the race. If it wasn't for the cautions at the ends of the stages, we had a near perfect day. So just happy with it, happy to get another win. The crowd was awesome too. So I think the atmosphere felt really high before the race. It was just cool to be here, cool to be in Nashville all week, and always great to get a win.
Okay, we're going to open up for questions. Right over here first. Stephen with CBS Sports. You can go ahead. You can go ahead first. Go ahead. Go right ahead, Peter.
All right, Kyle, two questions for you. Well, Peter Strada for TSJ Sports. First of all, this is your 10th career win and third straight points-paying victory. What did both of those stats mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to get, multiple wins in a row now in the Cup Series. I mean, really, it's 4 wins in a row. So just cool to do that. Didn't think that was possible ever for me in the Cup Series anyways. I've gone on streaks in dirt racing and stuff before, but never been close to doing anything like that in Cups. So it's been awesome, and to get to now double-digit point paying wins is great. So I'd like to keep winning and keep inch my name up the winners list, not only in NASCAR but at Hendrick Motorsports too. I think that's important to me.
And then the guitar trophy here is taking added meaning as kind of a memorial to Sam Bass. Did you have any relationship with him?
Not really. I talked to him a handful of times, and he was always an extremely happy person whenever I was around him. So he did a lot for the sport of NASCAR, and especially this race. I think when it was going on here in the past. So cool to win a trophy. A cool trophy and cool to win that guitar. I think that's what we all were striving for this weekend was to get a guitar.
Okay, we're going to go to Steve, and then we'll go to Dustin.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. Kyle, you win a lot, whether it's at this level or sprints, whatever you're running. And it feels like sometimes when one guy starts to win all the races and lead all the laps at a certain level, it's like fans get restless and the boo birds come out because, oh, this guy's sticking up the show, oh, this guy wins too much. And yet the reception for you has been glowing among fans today, a couple other races as well. What exactly do you attribute the receptiveness among fans? Your dominance, fans seem so receptive to it and seem to celebrate it so much. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's still just early on, so it could change. But I think fans can appreciate me because I do it in all different types of forms of racing, not just NASCAR. You don't know what day, you don't know what car I'm going to be in and on what day of the week, So I could be in a sprint car like I will be tomorrow, in a late model, middle of the week, some other day. So, and then a cup car on Sunday. So I think fans, because I'm a little bit different than your normal race car driver, I think that's why fans so far seem to still cheer me on and like see me winning. And I think they can appreciate my story and how hard I've had to work to come and get to where I'm at today too. So I think there's a lot that goes into it, and I hope I appreciate the fan support, and I like being a fan favorite. It definitely means a lot to me.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go over here to the left of Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Kyle, do you look at this season as 4 wins or could have been 8 wins? Because I think it's pretty conceivable you could have won 4 other races this year.
I don't know. Right now, I guess I'm not thinking about that, but at times, I can catch myself thinking about it. There's definitely been a few that have slipped away, but at the same point, we do have the most wins now in the series, which is great. So I really am just looking forward now. I mean, you can't change the past, so I'd like to just continue to win, continue in stages, keep racking up the playoff points to try and distance myself from the competition and make our final 10 weeks a little easier, or give us a little bit of wiggle room in case we slip up and make a mistake or have some bad luck. So that's my goal, is just to keep winning to win races, but to rack up those playoff points.
Obviously, some of those cases have been circumstantial in not getting those wins when maybe you could have, but you've been able to do it the last couple races here, the 600 with leading laps, dominating and winning. Is there something you're able to do a little bit more these last couple races as opposed to what didn't work out at Atlanta or what didn't work out someplace else for you?
I don't know. I mean, I think you learn from all of those times that you didn't win. So, yeah, I mean, there was a lot that I learned from at Atlanta that I'm sure without even really knowing that I'm doing it, that you put into my driving that has made me better to win races here lately. Kansas was another one I could have won, and I feel like there's been a couple times now where I've been in the second row of you being the guy pushing and restarting, and I've done a better job of not screwing that up. So, I mean, you learn from every time that you don't win. And yeah, I mean, I think it kind of adds up and stacks up to now you can race and make less mistakes and get wins.
Let's go to the press box. Questions?
Tucker White, last word on sports. Kyle, with all the talk corded tires that we saw during the tire test a few months back, what kind of wear did you see with your car today?
Well, I didn't get to see any of the wear for my seat, but
by wear,
from what my crew chief was telling me after the cautions, every time they said my tires looked great. I'm not sure, and obviously I burned them down there after the checkers, so we don't really get to see that last run. That was really long, but I felt like I was getting tighter towards the end of that long run there, and but yeah, they put that resin down. I wasn't here at the test, but I know at the test, or I'd heard at the test, they were only able to go like 20, 25 laps before they'd cord a tire, and then they put this resin down, and it obviously got us a long ways through a run. So I felt like that was a really good thing for this concrete style surface. It seemed like, and I've never raced here before, but like when we race at Dover or we race at Martinsville where there's concrete in the corners, trying to think if there's any other tracks. Like when we get a caution, we pick all that rubber up, so then we have to lay it back down. But it seemed like today, maybe that resin was just sticky enough or something that it didn't allow us to pick the rubber up off of it under yellows, and I think that helped our tires live throughout a run. So, yeah, I don't know if that'll work, on a pavement track like it does on a concrete track, but I feel like it was a good move that NASCAR did.
Okay, we're going to go to Matt, then the Mike, and then we'll come back to Jerry and Jenna.
Matt Weaver, Auto Week. I got two for you, Kyle. Talking to Cliff earlier, he says that he's a pavement late model stock guy and you're a dirt guy. And early in y'all's relationship, he tried to learn your lingo to better forge that relationship. Do you remember a moment early in the season where maybe you saw him bridge that gap, or were you guys just immediately clicking for whatever reason?
Well, I think I'm really easy to work with. I feel like, and my lingo is pretty easy because I don't really talk a whole lot, and I'm just saying I'm loose or I'm tight. But I think he did come to a handful of my dirt races throughout the end of last year when they were still racing with Jimmy. Like he came to World Finals at Charlotte for the late model, and I think he was there for when I ran the sprint car. He came to a midget race at Millbridge. So I think kind of him putting himself around me and just, I guess looking from or listening to me from a distance, maybe that helped. Because I haven't really felt like there's been a bridge to be, to overcome or anything like that. I feel like we've worked really well together this whole year, and we continue to probably get even more comfortable and work even better together. So he's also a really easy guy to, I feel like, communicate with because he is so good at communicating. So yeah, I feel like I'm easy to work with, and so far he and my whole team have been really easy to work with.
So are you doing Huset's and the Nationals, or just one?
What,
this week?
Just Monday and Tuesday.
Okay. So I was talking to Rick earlier about how he's pretty much taken the restrictors off and you can go race whenever, wherever, as long as he feels like this is your priority. Was that ever a conversation that you guys need to have about how much you're going to be racing when you guys were doing the contract? And are you glad that you've been allowed to do, whatever you want to do?
Well, I'm definitely glad, for sure. It's not something they typically had let their drivers do in the past. I'm friends with Casey and was friends with Casey when he was racing at Hendrick, and so I had known about them and kind of how they didn't like Casey when he'd go race other stuff, and he didn't get to do it a whole lot. So, yeah, when I was getting ready to, start talking with Mr. H and Jeff about, racing their cup cars, I was a little bit nervous and bummed that I probably wouldn't be able to race as much dirt. I didn't think that they would cut me fully, but I also didn't expect them to kind of let me do whatever I wanted either. So, it's worked out really great for me. Cliff, I think, understands that when I race, I get better, and I just kind of go through him on what races I want to run, and he's been cool to let me race as long as, it's not interfering with anything that I've got going on with the NASCAR team, because that's always been my number one priority, even in the past. I know a lot of people don't think that, but NASCAR's always been my number one priority, and I don't miss anything. I don't go race a dirt race when I'm I could be doing something else with the NASCAR team, whether it be sponsor appearance or sim day or whatever. I'm there for the NASCAR team, so I've kept it that way, and I've been able to race a lot throughout the weeks. So summer's really busy, but I love it.
There's never a moment though where it's like 35 races, 40 like a chip or whatever.
No.
All right, let's go to Mike right here in the center.
Hey, Kyle, Mike Organ with the Tennessean. Is winning here any more special considering the rich history that racing has in Nashville, and that this is the first NASCAR Cup Series race in 37 years, and that Hendrick Motorsports has such a rich history here and at the fairgrounds as well?
Well, I think it definitely adds some enjoyment just because, this is the first time the Cup Series has been to this racetrack. And I stayed in the city this week, so I got to see how pumped up all the race fans were for the race this weekend. There's a lot of fans that recognized me throughout the last couple of days walking around and wishing me good luck and saying how excited they were to go to the race. So that's what kind of made me feel extra special about this race, is just seeing how excited the fans were that to go to a new venue sort of, and get to watch some Cup race in Nashville.
Jerry
Jordan, kicking the Charts.net. That quarter-mile burnout you did in front of the grandstands there, just a salute to the fans, I guess, for being out here and sellout crowd. Your thoughts on seeing all the people that came out here today? It pretty much was a salute to the crowd. I didn't get to make it the whole length of the grandstands before my tires started shredding, but I was going to try. I was getting ready to do a burnout at the flag stand, and I noticed that the stands stretched out a long ways down, and people were still standing up and cheering. So I went down there and was going to do burnout as long as I could. So it was cool. And Rick did say he might have to evaluate during the playoffs about extracurricular racing. Does that bother you at all?
No, I have my schedule pretty much set up where it slows down a lot once the playoffs come around. And that's kind of what I always used to do too. So like I said, I'm not doing anything different than I did before. I mean, there's just a few kind of midweek races local that I'd like to do. But it's like I said, NASCAR is my priority.
Okay, we're going to go to Jenna and then Larry. Jenna?
Hi, Kyle.
Hey, Jenna.
Rick says, he worries about you getting tired. And then he said, but his stamina is like nothing I've ever seen before. So how do you do it? How do you've won 4 races in 7 days and run 5?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is what I'm used to doing. So my body's built to be busy, I guess, and be racing all the time. I don't know. I get sleep. I mean, the dirt races start at like 6 o'clock, so I get more sleep on those nights than I do for a normal day when I'm getting up early to take Owen to school and go work out and stuff like that. So summer months, I probably get more sleep now than I do throughout the normal parts of the year. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, it's what I've always done, and last year I raced 96 times or something, so I'm used to it.
Okay, we're gonna go to Larry Woody. Are you done,
I was
John?
going to ask you
Got
about
one more? Okay,
Valvoline.
go ahead.
You had a sponsor this week. How important do you think it is to win when you do have a company that has chosen to come aboard with you?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely important to me to do a good job on the track, but also, you know, try to give them as much exposure as we can throughout the night, and we're able to do that today. So just really cool that they're, you know, willing to back me and get on our race car, and I'm glad we could bring them to victory lane today. There was a lot of people from Valvoline here, and Cliff and I got to hang out and talk to them for a while before the race. So yeah, nice to have them here, and I look forward to the other couple races we have at Valvoline, and hopefully we can get some more partners throughout the rest of the season.
Okay, we're gonna go to Larry Woody right over here, Kyle. Then we'll go to the press box. Larry.
Hey, Kyle, the last race, Cup race in Nashville was won 37 years ago in a number 5 Hendrick car, as Joe Williams pointed out. And now the new one, the return, is won in a number 5 Hendrick car. Could you comment, Kyle, just kind of the coincidence or the oddity, or just your thoughts on kind of linking the past and the future?
Yeah, I didn't realize that until he mentioned that in victory lane. Definitely a really cool stat, and just I think more than anything, it just shows how well Rick Hendrick has been able to maintain this success throughout so long. It's unbelievable, you know, how he's done so much for this sport, and you know, we're all very fortunate to be racing for him. Mechanics, you know, everybody at the shop. There's probably, you know, I don't know if there's a single same person, a part of the race team that was there 30-something years ago when they won here last time, but we're celebrating with another win. So, like I said, it just shows how he is so good at you know, bringing people that he believes in to keep his organization as strong as it is.
Okay, we can go to the press box. Make sure you say your name and affiliation. Thank you.
Chris Knight, catchfans.com. Kyle, congratulations on the win. I was just curious if there's a weakness on the 5 team right now, and how do you look forward to Pocono next weekend?
I don't know. I mean, there's definitely probably areas that we can always get better. I think you can always get every area of your game better. So, you know, even when we've been winning, we still look at things that we could have done better, whether it be on the racetrack or on pit road, just little things to maximize our day. So, I guess I can't pinpoint like one thing that's a weakness, but you know, if we can continue to get every area better, I mean, we'll be really hard to beat. So that's you know, we're winning and we're happy, but we're never content. So we'll you know, have a meeting again tomorrow and talk about how to be better.
How do you feel about Pocono next weekend?
Yeah, I'm obviously excited to go to any racetrack right now, but I do enjoy Pocono a lot. I think that'll be a style of track that we're really fast at, hopefully. You know, it's 3 different corners, so I mean, there's that'll make you a little bit nervous, but yeah, I've always felt like I've gotten around there pretty well, even at Ganassi, so I'm excited to get there.
Next question from the press box.
All good.
Okay, going to go here to Bob, then we'll go to Stephen. Incidentally, the win was 1984, Jeff Bodine in the number 5. For those that, a couple of them asked that question.
Bob Parker's Fox Sports. Rick said that you came in at midnight. Was that Friday morning when you drove your motor home? Yeah.
I got here at 4:30 in the morning. I raced Wednesday at Waynesfield and won, and yeah, drove all night, pulled in here at 4:30.
And you weren't tired?
I got an energy drink from Sunshine, and it helped me get here. So I actually wasn't that tired, but no, I got caught up on my sleep for sure.
And I wanted to ask.
I was tired, but yeah, I mean, you'd be tired.
Yeah, but I'm not Kyle Larson.
Sleep right here.
Yeah. Your 3 points wins have been three different types of tracks. You know, Charlotte and three different aero packages, really, almost, with Charlotte, Sonoma road course, and then here. Does that add anything to the significance of it that you were able to do it? It wasn't just, you know, three same tracks.
I don't know. I guess I don't really think that way. But I think it just shows the strength in our race team right now, in our organization. For us, for Hendrick Motorsports to, you know, I've won, but really all four of us have been really good at all those styles too. So I think it says a lot for the playoffs and stuff like that. But like I've said every week now in here, it's still a lot of racing left to go and a lot of opportunity for other teams to get better and even for us to get better. So we just got to keep working hard.
Okay, Stephen.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. Kyle, following up on some of the Nashville-specific questions, incidentally, today's win tied you on NASCAR's all-time wins list with Stirling Marlin. There's such a history of great racers in Middle Tennessee, in the Nashville area. Are there any in particular that you maybe admired on your way up through the ranks?
I don't know. You know, when I got to race at Ganassi, I heard a lot of Stirling Marlin stories, funny ones from McMurray, probably that I can't really talk about, but you know, I guess I did get to think of Stirling. You know, I heard that he always used to stay at the hotels. He'd bring a motorhome, but he'd still stay in town in a hotel. And I was in a hotel this week, so maybe that's we channeled some inner Stirling Marlin and got a win this week. But yeah, no, I think, you know, just with me being at Ganassi and him being there, I guess, you know, he'd be one that I admired a little bit.
Makes sense. Thanks, Kyle.
Over here to Nate.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Hey, Kyle. The moment where the final restart happens and Cliff is telling you got to save 3 laps of fuel and then you get the debris on the front grille, like, how did you guys manage that part of the race there for that 15-lap stretch right after the final restart?
Yeah, so I knew we needed to save fuel even really before he ever kind of told me to, so I was kind of starting to back my entry up and then be easier on the throttle on exit, and he was able to realize what I was doing and kind of coached me on doing a little bit more of it. And then, yeah, there was paper and plastic flying all over the track all day long, and there was a few times throughout the race where I got trash on the grill and would have to, you know, tuck up behind a lapper and get it off. So thankfully it never landed in a spot where my temps rose quickly, where it was like they just slowly rose. And you know, about that last time it got to where it was starting to get too hot right when I caught him and was able to get it off quick. So was a little bit stressed out then, but you know, when I was saving, I could pay attention through my mirror and stuff and realize that I was still pulling away, so just kept doing that.
It seemed like you and Cliff just never lost your composure at all. I know that's kind of just who you guys both are as people. Does that kind of speak to your working relationship, that you guys just sort of, everybody just kind of kept their cool, and even though it looked like the wind could possibly slip away, it didn't bother you guys, it seemed like?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Cliff's a great leader, and he's really good at, I feel like, communicating and keeping everybody informed and keeping you calm that way. So, yeah, you know, I was just trying to, and two, when you're saving fuel, like, you feel like you're going way slow, so it's easy to kind of like calm yourself down that way, at least for me. So yeah, I was just trying to, you know, I was calm and just trying to count the laps down and hoping that a caution wouldn't come out, because I knew strategy would get crazy like it did at the ends of the stages. So I didn't know what the call was going to be if a caution came out. So just but also trying to plan ahead and stuff like that. But yeah, thankfully it just it played out like we needed, and we got the win.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I mean, I think
the question is, does all the racing that you do help you at a place like Nashville Superspeedway?
Yeah, I think all the racing helps for everything. Like, I win a cup race and it helps me for dirt racing. I think too, even though it's different race cars, like looking at driver telemetry data and stuff helps when I go race a sprint car as well. Even though, like I said, they're different cars, you can still I can kind of imagine a line in my head of what I'm doing in the sprint car, and I think that helps me. And then two, I think just racing a lot, and I'm in racing situations more than anybody else in the world, really, but especially in Cup. And I think that helps me stay sharp. It helps me be aggressive. It helps me understand what things are doing and tracks changing and stuff like that. So, and two, I think you're just getting into a rhythm and staying in a rhythm, where none of these guys are going to get back in a car until Saturday. And I think it's a big advantage for me to be in a car multiple times throughout the week.
Kyle, congratulations. Thank you for the
Thank you.
time that you've taken with all the media. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot.